Hello children, how are you all? Children, today we are going to start with the next chapter of maths, that is chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportion. So today we are going to discuss the first concept, that is direct proportion. Now children, let me give you an example. For example, you've gone to buy chocolates. You want to buy a chocolate which costs 10 rupees. So if you want to buy one chocolate which is of 10 rupees, the cost will be of 10 rupees only. But if you increase the number of chocolates and you want to buy, suppose 5 chocolates, so the cost of the 5 chocolates will be 50 rupees, of course. Now again you're increasing the number of chocolates. You want to buy 8 chocolates now. So the cost of 8 chocolates will be what? Of course 8 into 10, that is 80 rupees. So here, as I am going on increasing the number of chocolates, I am increasing the cost also. Now if I reduce the number of chocolates and I want to buy only 2 chocolates, so the cost of 2 chocolates will become what? 2 into 10, that is 20 rupees. So here children, you have seen that as I increase the number of chocolates, I am increasing its cost also. And as I am decreasing the number of chocolates, I am increasing its cost also. So here children, if I consider x as the number of chocolates and y as the cost of the chocolates, then as x is increasing, y is also increasing, and as x is decreasing, y is also decreasing. So in such a case, when we have two quantities x and y, where an increase in one quantity will lead to an increase in the other quantity, or a decrease in one quantity will lead to a decrease in the other quantity. So such a type of variation or proportion is called as direct proportion. So here children, as one quantity is increasing or decreasing, in the corresponding value, the y also is increasing or decreasing. Let me give you another example. For example, now you are cycling a bicycle. So as you increase the speed of the cycle, you are able to cover more distance. And as you decrease the speed of the cycle, you will be able to cover less distance. So more the speed, then more the distance will be covered. And lesser the speed, less will the distance be covered. So here I can say that speed and the distance are also in direct proportion. So when children, two things are in direct proportion, they are written as x is directly proportional to y, which implies x is equals to ky, where k is the constant of proportionality. Okay, and this value of k can be found out by x upon y, where x upon y is the ratio of the corresponding values of x and y. They will always remain constant. K will always remain constant, children. You have to remember this. So whether you take as many values of x and as many values of y, x1 upon y1, x2 upon y2, x3 upon y3, they will always come same and they will be equal to the value, that is k. So in the example of chocolates and its cost, if I say the number of chocolate is 1, its cost will be 10. Okay, so x is 1, y is 10. So x upon y will become what? 1 upon 10. Okay, so this is the value of k. Similarly, if I am increasing the number of chocolates, suppose I take 5 chocolates and the cost of 5 chocolates will become 50. So it will become 5 upon 50. So if I reduce this, this will automatically come up as 1 upon 10. So here children, all these values are having the same ratio. So we come to the conclusion that x1 upon y1 is equals to x2 upon y2. Now children, let us start with question number 3 of exercise 13.1. So here they are saying that if one part of a red pigment requires 75 ml of base, how much red pigment would be mixed with 1800 ml of base? So children, whenever you are solving problems of direct and inverse proportion, always remember to draw a table, and here you are going to write down all the given values in the table. So what all things are given to you? They have given you parts of red pigment and the base required. So we have considered the parts of red pigment as X and the base required as Y. So for one part of red pigment, it is 75 ml of base here. And we have to find how many red pigments will be required for 1800 ml of base. So here, if X are the parts of red pigment, then X1 will be 1 and X2 you have to find out. And if Y is the base required, then Y1 will be 75 and Y2 will be 1800. So here children, when you observe the question, as the base required increases, then the number of red pigments will also increase. So you can say that they are in direct proportion, because if one thing is increasing, the other will also increase. So we will apply the formula x1 upon y1 is equals to x2 upon y2. Substituting the values of x1, x2 and y1, y2, we get 1 upon 75 equals to x2 upon 1800. Now 1800 is in the denominator of x2, so we will transpose it to the other side, so it will become the numerator, and we have to multiply it with 1 upon 75. That means you are actually dividing 1800 by 75. So the answer will be 24. Therefore, 24 parts of red pigment will be mixed with 1800 ml of base. Now let us come on question number 6. Here, in a model of a ship, the mast is 9 centimeter high, while the mast of the actual ship is 12 meters high. Now, if the length of the ship is 28 meters, then how long is the model ship? So here there are two things given to you, that is the length and the mast of the model of the ship and the length and the mast of the actual ship. So now we will put it into the table. So model of the ship, I am taking it as X, and the actual ship we'll take it as Y. So the mast, when it was mast 9 centimeter, then the mast of the actual ship was 12 meters. Now since the mast is in centimeter, we'll convert the actual ship's mast also in centimeter. So 12 meter will become 1200 centimeter. Okay, so here for the mast, 9 centimeter will become x1 and 1200 centimeter will become y1. Now length of the model of the ship is what we are supposed to find, and the length of the actual ship is given as 28 meters. So again by converting it, it will become 2800 centimeter. So we have to find the length of the model of the ship, that is x2, and the length of the actual ship 2800, that is y2 is given to you. Now again children, If the length of the actual ship increases, then the length of the model of the ship will also increase. So again, they are in direct proportion. So we apply the formula x1 upon y1 is equals to x2 upon y2. Substituting the values, we get 9 upon 1200 is equals to x2 upon 2800. So when you transpose 2800 to the other side, it will go in multiplication. After cancellation, you get the answer x2 as 21 centimeter. So the length of the model ship is 28 centimeter. Now question number 7. Here, suppose 2 kg of sugar contains 9 into 10 to the power 6 crystals, then how many sugar crystals are there in 5 kg sugar and 1.2 kg sugar? So again we have put this in the form of a table where the weight of sugar is considered as x and the number of crystals is considered as y. So for 2 kg, the number of crystals is 9 into 10 to the power 6. So the value of 2 is x1 and the value of y1 will be 9 into 10 to the power 6. Now the first part of the question is, you need to find the number of crystals in 5 kg sugar. So 5 is x2 and we have to find y2. Now as the weight of the sugar increases, then the number of crystals in it will also increase. So therefore they are in direct proportion. So we'll apply the formula x1 upon y1 is equals to x2 upon y2. Substituting these values, you will get 2 upon 9 into 10 to the power 6 is equals to 5 upon y2. Now when you transpose y2 to the left hand side, it will go in the numerator and 2 upon 9 into 10 to the power 6 will become the reciprocal and come on the right hand side. After solving, you get the answer as 22.5 into 10 to the power 6. But you need to write it in the standard form. So we'll write it as 2.25 into 10 to the power 7. So in 5 kg of sugar, the number of crystals is 2.25 into 10 to the power 7. Now similarly, you can do it for 1.2 kg of sugar. So here instead of 5, we'll put the value 1.2. So here as the weight of sugar was decreasing, then the number of crystals will also decrease. So they will be in direct proportion. Again, we are going to solve it in the same way. So you will get 2 upon 9 into 10 to the power 6 is equals to 1.2 upon y3. So y3 will become 5.4 into 10 to the power 6. So the number of crystals in 1.2 kg sugar is 5.4 into 10 to the power 6. Let's come on question number 9. A 5 meter 60 centimeter high vertical pole casts a shadow 3 meter 20 centimeter long. Find at the same time the length of the shadow which will cast by another pole that is 10 meter 50 centimeter high and the height of a pole which casts a shadow of 5 meters. So here two things are given, that is height of the pole and the length of the shadow. So we will put the values which are given to us in the table and we'll consider the height of the pole as x and the length of the shadow as y. So for 5 meter 60 centimeter, the length of the shadow was 3 meter 20 centimeter. Here children, we have converted the meter part into centimeter. So we got 560 centimeter and 320 centimeter. The first part of the question is you need to find the length of the shadow, that is y2, for a pole which is 10 meter 50 centimeter high. So we have got the value of x2 which will be 1050 centimeter. Now, as the height of the pole will increase, then the length of the shadow will also increase. So, they are in direct proportion. Therefore, x1 upon y1 is equals to x2 upon y2. When you substitute the values, you will get 560 upon 320 is equals to 1050 upon y2. After transposition and cancellation, the value of y2 comes as 600 centimeter, which can be written as 6 meters. So therefore, the length of the shadow is 6 meters long. Now we come to the next part, that is, you have to find the height of the pole which will cast a shadow of 5 meters long. So as the length of the shadow has increased, the height of the pole must have also increased. Therefore, they are in direct proportion. So, we'll apply the formula x1 upon y1 equals to x3 upon y3. Substituting the values and cancelling the values, you will get x3 is equals to 875 centimeter, which can also be written as 8 meters and 75 centimeter. So therefore, the height of the pole is 8 meter 75 centimeter.